Ooh, sorry, I was just about to mention our medical aid for Palestinians fundraiser, but it looks like we received a £20 donation, which is really great. Um, since the last time I was streaming, or since the last time I checked. So thank you for whoever donated £20. Really appreciated. That means that we're now £80 away from our goal, which is not that much, really. Um, just, you know, a few donations away, really, depending on how much people are able to afford. If you do want to donate to our fundraiser, and you can, you know, afford to at the moment, then you can type in the command !Palestine in the chat to bring up the link to our fundraiser. Every little helps and is much appreciated, and please let me know if you do donate so that I can give you a shout out. Unfortunately, I don't know who to thank for their £20, but thank you very much. Only £80 away, which is really exciting. And yeah, okay, let's get straight into the game today. I don't have, tons of time today, so I'd like to make a little bit of progress. Okay, so as we've started, I've remembered already that we got that boombox, which is because we need to play a tape on it. Listen to the Door Gunner Megamix. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. We can start there, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it. Box with locusts. Amber dye with mosquito. That's very pretty. Where is the... Okay, there it is. It's in interactables. Okay, I can interact with the dry maybells as well that I picked up earlier. This is the wildflower you caught, one of the bouquet of mugwets that you found on the whirling roof. It's shedding its petals quickly in your pocket.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
Who pinned them? Which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communers and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Wow. I think Renee kind of told us a bit earlier that that was a tradition with the royalists, and then it also became a tradition with the communists, which I think is quite interesting. Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Is it a coincidence, it being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Very well.
The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none.
Blow on your fingers.
Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Jamrock, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt.
Interesting. Okay, so let me interact with the filthy jacket, because maybe I can clean it now.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Why did I fondle the shit jacket again?
There is no why.
Okay, so I have to find another way to clean it. Let's interact with the tape then.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is rooted behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape.
You push Command Z, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor.
The lieutenant.
That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style.
Well, that's awful. But I am suspicious because of Classia's statement.
Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porterier. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Who's this Corty?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his.
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
Yeah, that sounds like it. That's a really fucked up thing to say.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
You know what that reminds me of is, so Gilmore Girls is a show which I like a lot for reasons, but it has issues, and like many mainstream American television shows, one of those issues is like Zionism. Amy Sherman Palladino, the creator of Gilmore Girls, is a pretty ardent Zionist, and in fact, somehow worse than a right-wing or liberal Zionist, she is, I think, a left-wing purported Zionist, which is a whole thing to get into. But like left-wing Zionism, that's a whole other conversation. But in the show, there's like various references to Israel and like various moments like of clear Zionism, and I think that one of them is that what's her name? Paris says something about how she's gonna like fuck someone up. It's like a threat or something, and she says something like, I'm gonna go all Sharon on them, which is really messed up. Basically it's a reference to Ariel Sharon, who was I think this was at the time that Gilmore Girls was airing on television, was the Israeli PM at that time, and Ariel Sharon was kind of like well known for his like intensely violent militaristic like campaigns against Palestinians during the Second Intifada, or the Second Uprising, and this was like the period of time where Palestinians like, and this had been going on for a long time, but particularly intensely started being like characterized as terrorists, and were engaging in kind of like armed terrorist quote unquote, and were engaging in like armed resistance, and were like on the receiving end of horrific violent campaigns by Ariel Sharon, and so it's a really fucked up thing to say, right? And this kind of statement, this type of statement, really reminds me of something like that. It's just really messed up. Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for Classy, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate to you.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think I can put the boombox away, you know. Where is it? Where's my clipboard that makes me look all professional? The ledger of failure and hatred. Me and my clipboard and my tear bag. Okay, so we have more questions for Classia. What else do we have to do? I think I want to do a couple things in the meantime because we were kind of meant to go back to her to ask her more questions later anyway. Find and restock the trap that you left empty before. I think maybe I'll do that right now. So let's cross back over into the fishing village. And maybe I can do the Anodic dance music nightclub stuff while I'm here as well to pass some time before we go back to questioning Classia. Probably she needs a bit of a break. So I don't think it was this trap. I think the trap that was completely empty is the one that was near the Feld building that I was like struggling to find before. I hope I don't... I'm trying to remember exactly how I got to it last time because for some reason it took me a while. I feel like this area of the map I'm just not as familiar with yet. Okay, this is northeast of the Feld building. I think it was around here. Past... that boardwalk. Yes. Yes, I think it was up here somewhere. Right? The relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay, barely. I swear it was around here somewhere. There it is, there it is. Okay, thank God. I thought I was going to get lost looking for it again. Come on, Harry. There we go.
The reeds dance slowly around the empty trap. The trap's netting trembles, shaking off the snow. No insect sounds or movement.
Perfect, okay, so I remembered that correctly. This is the empty trap. Release the locusts into the empty trap.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When can we get to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
He doesn't want to. But if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation back on track. This better be it.
Come on, Kim, live a little. The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts a long shadow over you. Okay, the body's not there anymore, which is good. I'm glad someone has transported him and hopefully given him rest. So, let's go back over here. There are a couple of things that I could look at. The chain trails into the ocean to who knows where. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. I don't think I've been in here yet, so let's check it out.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot at the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Okay, well it looks pretty impossible to open the door at the moment, so I'll leave it for now. Let's pivot to this anodic dance music situation. I also have to find the passphrase to Stefan's meeting. So the first thing I want to do is talk to the Ravers, because I think I can get more information from them if I pass a white check. I want to do that before I try talking to Soona, because I don't know, I'm just not like really keen on, I'm really not keen on pressuring Soona into anything. So let's do a quick save here. Okay guys, we're gonna try this again.
So, how are things going?
Put skill points into logic.
Goodbye, officer.
I can do that. Let me also check my outfit situation so I can max out my chances. Logic, logic, logic. Okay, maybe those glasses. Oh god, not the racist hat. Oh, this is +2 logic, so let's do that. Yeah, what are the stats on these? Yeah, okay, let's do these glasses. And hopefully this should give us a solid chance.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Okay, logic check. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. +1 because Soona said something's amiss. +1 confronted him about Soona's hint, and +1 explained to Nosafed. Let's go.
A number of things don't add up. Let's
Thank God. The last stream where there was a check with a 97% chance of success and I failed it, that was fucking devastating.
How about gather around, kids?
Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow that you see now. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective. Do I want to say that? No, I think maybe I want to act with a little bit more authority here, even though that's fun. I got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up.
What things?
He senses something is wrong.
Soona said you've been lying about your plans. Your answer was very unconvincing. This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs. I'm going to say that one.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points at the speaker. As if people who don't make and also consume drugs don't listen very loudly to dance music.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
The Nosafed is here for its active ingredient. Distilled water. I'm going to start with distilled water. Distilled water is the cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
Nosafed is here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
You have no headphones. Wouldn't Estelle need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
Where is his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean
The
free?
other speaker. You only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
There is no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Preposterous?
I meant to say, not true.
I'm not gonna throw Soona under the bus here, like there's no need for me to say that Soona said anything. So, what are we going to do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
I mean, I don't really want to say summary execution. I think that's a bit crazy. I mean, and also, would that actually be murdering them? That's insane. Okay, we do this lawman style. First you tell me everything, then I pass judgment. You tell me what's really going on and we'll work from there. I can be lenient. I don't really care, I just wanted to crack the case. Do what you want and I'll do what I want. Ooh, okay. Pretty sure that is murder, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna murder them. I think that's crazy. And also, you guys who are regulars of the channel should probably know how I feel about drug laws by now. Hi Sue, welcome. How are you doing? The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. Is it? I don't think I really want to be like... I don't really care, I just wanted to crack the case. I don't want to be completely like, I don't really care, because I do kind of care. The thing is, like, do I believe in punishing them? No. I do think that setting up a drug lab in a church is kind of insane. Not to be that person who's like, you know... But I do have feelings about respecting the sanctity of religious buildings, you know what I mean? I do have feelings about that. I'm just gonna be honest, I do. And I think that repurposing an unused church is fine. And I know that, like, there's, complexities around, like, the religion that's being constructed in this game that I'm still kind of trying to unpack, but I think maybe that's just my, like, instinctual feeling. That's, I don't know, maybe a bit of a projection. I don't know. I have things to unpack here. I don't know. I'm processing a lot. But I just don't know. I think that you could repurpose an unused church for a lot of things, but I think repurposing an unused church for a drug lab is kind of... I don't know about that. That's all I'm saying. I kind of have weird feelings about that. Doing alright, looking forward to chilling and watching the stream. How about yourself? I'm okay. I think, yeah, I've just, you know, I've been a bit up and down recently with chronic fatigue stuff. That's not really, like, new. But, and I've, like, had this week off work, but I've had, like, a lot to do in terms of, like, life admin and other stuff. So I'm... As it's getting near to the end of the week, I'm starting to get a bit nervous about going back to work next week, because I've just got, like, a really busy schedule this month, and because of how, like, much I've been struggling with my fatigue, I'm, like, really worried about being able to handle it. I think that's kind of where I'm at in general, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to see a used car this weekend that I'm interested in maybe buying. I'm trying to, like, get some good advice before making that decision, but I think that it would make traveling for work and other things, like, way easier for me, because at the moment I'm supposed to be traveling twice this month for work, and, like, the public transport system in this country is just really shit, and I always find myself feeling, like, really worn out, really, like, exhausted after travel. And yeah, just kind of having those feelings about like going back to work next week. Yeah. and the chronic fatigue stuff has been like it's a long process of elimination. I have been doing like a supplement regimen for a while now, and I think once I've done it for a few more weeks, then I'm going to get in touch with the doctor and be like, look, I've been taking all these supplements, like I'm still struggling, can I get some blood tests done, in the hope that they take me a bit more seriously, because I've been taking supplements every day. I'm usually really bad at taking pills, but I got a pill sorter because I've got like 1 million pills to take now, disabled culture, and that's been helping, so I've been pretty on top of it. But yeah, just a bit up and down. It's a whole thing. Being disabled sucks. Chronic fatigue sucks, says Sue, and the mounting dread of work sucks. I hope the car turns out well. Thanks, Sue. I feel like the car is going to be like it's just going to make a difference. It's going to make things more manageable for me, which I'm looking forward to. Just got to make the right decision about a car that's going to, you know, be affordable for what I can afford, which is not that much, and manage like a lot of long distance travel. So I'm just trying to get a lot of advice on that because I don't know anything about cars. That's me. We do have some exciting Game Assist stuff going on in the background though, so you guys are gonna have some things to look forward to this year, I think, over the next few months. Okay. Which one do I want to choose? You tell me what's really going on and we'll work from there. I can be lenient.
What do you mean by lenient?
We'll see. Now speak.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Reversholt. Because we are! We totally are! We just got to turn it into a speed lab first. You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in
There is.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all. Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
Okay. I hate being a cop. Give me your cash. Ask for a bribe first. Pack up and report to Precinct 41. Arrest them. Get lost. I don't want to see you again. Evict them. Let's do this clean. No speed lab. Just a club for anodic music. Proceed with the club. It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you have to do and keep the club alive. Okay, So I don't particularly want to arrest or evict anybody because those are things that I disagree with fundamentally on a moral and political level. I also don't really care about asking them for money. I'm mostly fine with just asking like rich corrupt assholes for money, but these are just some messed up kids. Honestly, if they're gonna just turn it into a dance club, I think that's chill. I do feel icky about turning a church into a drug lab. I'm not for that. But you know, we asked about the dance club. We asked the person in the church, I forgot his name, Tiago, was that his name? He was chill with it. I think potentially we can talk Soona into it, but you know, I'll be open with her about what we found out. Hopefully I can do that. So I think I'd be fine with just a dance club without the drug lab. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say that. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for anodic music.
Yeah!
The young man's smile widens to inhuman proportions. His teeth beam in the floodlight.
I knew it.
The would-be leader drops his spiked head between his knees.
It's impossible now. No, Andre, it's harder now. This hardcop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for anodic music with the speed lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
Okay, Egghead is happy about this. What's this about a fish? So there was never going to be a club in there?
There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Okay, Egghead. Alright, Egghead's got some points.
We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Yeah, okay, Egghead.
This will be nothing. You can hear the ice crack underneath you. Outside, the last century waterfront development is crumbling in the wind. A grape-shot row of falling houses. And so is Rue de Saint-Giraud and all the houses on Main Road. The old Cinemark is sinking underneath Villa La Bosse.
Hi, Fwoosh. How are you doing? I wish Egghead was a skill. I want to hear more of him. Yeah. Egghead is incredibly fun, it must be said. Wait, does anyone feel that?
What?
Nothing. Let's call this incident crime prevention, but I have my eye on you.
Okay. We'll try to do it without the drugs.
He raises his head from between his knees.
We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Ed?
I also want to clarify that, like, I feel icky about making a speed lab in a church, but B, you know, again, for people who've been on this channel before, my position on drug laws is that I think all drugs should be decriminalized, and all drug laws exist to do is to criminalize, like, marginalized people, like, to incarcerate people of color and queer people at, like, higher rates. I do think that there is a problem with drug addiction and drug overuse and drug focused spaces that is, like, not a problem that I'm passing moral judgment on. I think that it's a mental health issue and a culture issue. It's the fact that, you know, people are suffering so much, like, under capitalism or within certain communities, that we have dependencies on drugs or on alcohol that is not healthy. And it's not like, this is not me passing moral judgment on drug use. Like, I don't, like, whatever, some people have their relationship with it is, like, you know, safe or healthy, that's fine. But I think that, like, as, you know, there are problems with kind of, like, community and culture, like, enabling of basically addiction to substances. And I do think that's a problem. I don't think it's a moral problem. I think it's, like, a health problem. I think it's, like, a socio-political problem kind of thing. And I think that, you know, people need structural support, and they need mental health support, and they need, like, other healthy ways of coping with things. Which, again, like, if your only way of coping with things is, like, drugs, nobody is judging you for that. But in order for us to be healthy as individuals and communities, we kind of need to be working on those problems. So I guess part of the reason why I'm not an advocate for like a drug lab in a church, other than the church aspect, is that I don't necessarily want to support people who profit off of like other people's suffering and addiction, if that makes sense. Which a lot of people who cook and sell particularly like low quality or like drugs like cut with dodgy shit like do. They do profit off of like people's suffering sometimes. Again, I'm not necessarily like wholesale passing judgment on like being someone who sells drugs, but I think that for some people that is the case. I think that's like a structural issue. I think that there are like cycles of violence here, and I'm not passing judgment on individuals, but I do think that there are things that we can do to change this kind of culture. It's like a complicated thing, and I want to make it very clear that I'm not passing like any kind of moral judgment necessarily on like using or selling drugs, but there are structural issues that we do have to address. And I do think that like a political conversation about drugs can't just be that we need to decriminalize drugs for people, which we do, and I agree with that completely, 110%. But there also needs to be a conversation about how like capitalism profits off of an underground drug market which perpetuates like addiction within marginalized communities, and that's been a tool of capitalism and colonialism for time immemorial, which is like, for example, why indigenous Irish people and indigenous people of North American Turtle Island have been kind of like encouraged into or pushed into alcohol addiction by colonizers. Like they want us to be in those cycles of suffering and addiction and pain. Like they don't want us to be healthy. And it's interesting because I don't necessarily like 110% agree with this approach, but there was an approach from the FLN, or the Front de Libération Nationale, which was a key player in the struggle for Algerian independence, and it was like Islamically led and motivated, and its principles were highly Islamic. And for a lot of people in the FLN, their position on alcohol and drugs was, and this is it should be said that this is debatable within Islam because I have a slightly different opinion on this, was that they discouraged alcohol and drug use amongst the revolutionaries, and in their political manifesto they wrote that this was because the colonizer uses this as a tool to keep us trapped in these cycles and suffering, and to keep us from being healthy enough and well enough and aware enough to resist colonization. And I think that that's absolutely true, but I think that their attitude was to basically like ban drug and alcohol use, which I don't agree with that necessarily. But yeah, so it is a complex thing. Yes, anyway, sorry, that was a whole rant, wasn't it? But yes. Blessed day of Arafat and early Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak to you too, Fwoosh. I think I'm going on like we're having like a friend over and having a little Eid dinner tonight, and maybe going out for brunch tomorrow for Eid. So Eid Mubarak to you too, and Eid Mubarak to anyone who's watching who celebrates. Okay, back to game.
Yes? What's the deal?
Whoopsie. So Egghead said from here on it'll be straight all the way, and then I accidentally clicked I'm here to talk about the church again.
But do let us know if something changes in the church.
Eid breakfast, indeed. I'm not sure where we're going yet, but it'll be good. I think tonight we're just going to stay in and make masaka and maybe some date-based snacks with tahina or something. I mean, one of my favorites has got to be like date with goat's cheese roasted and like a little bit of honey on it. It's so delicious. But my housemate is vegan, so we can't do that today. It's fine. I'll do it another time.
Goodbye, officer.
Okay. I still do need to solve the mystery of Egghead. Hold on. Get Estelle to talk about her associates. Convince Soona to cooperate. Okay, let's talk to Soona. Hi, Layla. My little baby is here. Any food is good food, but I think that's my fasting brain talking. No, fair enough. It is fair enough.
Yes, what is it?
I would really love a goat's cheese and honey kind of moment, though. I need to have some kind of dinner arrangement with a non-vegan soon so that I can make that happen. Okay, so... what if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre, he wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
You don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the melodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
Are you bitter because your radio game project failed?
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
Soona, that's not a very productive attitude, is it?
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
Suggestion check. Convince her to cooperate with the Ravers. Research not going well. Discussed FA with the Dice Maker. Yeah, let's go. I swear to God, if I fail this one again and it's over 90%, I'm gonna scream.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier that it's not going well. Maybe I can help with something?
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Yeah, okay, top tip, guys. Get some dates, pit the dates, open them up, put a little bit of goat's cheese in there, and a little bit of honey on top, and just bake it for, like, however long. It's so tasty. It's so tasty. Is there a particular food that you like to break your fast with? It's religiously auspicious to break it first with dates, so yes. And then in terms of like a meal, you can have anything you want really, but you're supposed to break it with dates. I like me some soup for my iftar. Nice.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy.
Soup sounds like a good idea.
If you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
I can't think of anything in particular. I don't think I really mind in terms of like what meal I want to have. I think, so I haven't fasted for like the last couple of years basically because I've realized that fasting kind of triggers some eating disorder like stuff for me, and I want to be able to fast again at some point, but I I don't think it's doing me or God any favors if, like, instead of thinking about my faith and my relationship to God and the importance of Ramadan, I'm getting in my head thinking about, like, eating disorder things, you know? So, so I haven't fasted for the last couple of years. And that's something that I want to, like, work on. So I don't know. With iftar, with suhoor, I think that the best thing to do is often something that isn't, I've learned this over the years, something that isn't going to, like, make you feel full or bloated, but something that is, like, nutritious and low release energy is really good for suhoor, which is, like, the meal before you start fasting. I was invited to an iftar earlier in the year and someone made salted and honeyed dates with pepper, pine nuts, and walnuts. That sounds amazing. I'm sadly, like, very allergic to nuts, like, deadly allergic. Not picky with my iftar meal so long as there's dates and a soup and some kind of dish with protein. That sounds great, Foosh. No, that's okay. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I don't mind at all. Like, we can talk about fasting. But you're absolutely right. So, you know, religiously speaking, fasting is for the able, and it stipulates that very clearly in the Quran. It's only for people who are able to do it. I think that initially when I found myself that I was struggling with fasting because of my eating disorder, like, I had a lot of guilt and a lot of shame about making the decision not to fast. I think I'm in a much better place with it now. Like, I don't think it's ever gonna feel great that I can't take part in it, but I'm definitely in a better place with it. But that's very thoughtful of you. I don't mind talking about it. Lately my suhoors have been, however, I prep my breakfast, so eggs, cheese, toast stuff. That sounds good. Okay. What's an off-site copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
Yeah.
She's making it extra simple for you.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Oh god, not this again. It is not on-site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear?
She stares at you with pleading, furious eyes.
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
By your old workplace, do you mean the studio Fortress accident in the doomed commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
You mean Plaisance?
That's her name, I believe.
I've already been inside the doomed commercial area.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
And where exactly is the off-site copy?
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
I found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the off-site copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the off-site copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislaw.
Jariza.
Sorry.
Of course. Our project lead, Sulisław Jariza. God,
Sulisław.
he's always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. That feature creep and the Like it would have made a difference. The offside copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous.
She crosses her arms defiantly.
And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Valley of 1,000 heads. You like the sound of that.
I found the ice cream maker but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Why can't you go and get the filament yourself?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Why does she think you're part of the curse?
Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
Don't be too harsh. That's only because of the socioeconomic situation.
Yes, but she literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rame city. I'm not making this up.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic.
Okay, I'll go look for the offsite copy.
Thanks.
She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar.
And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the Qualsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Caval soon.
Okay. Last year during my internship, says Lesbian Pain, someone in management had the great idea of buying a bunch of baklava, etc. for our Muslim co-workers, except they brought it during Ramadan, not Eid. No! So it was us non-Muslims that got to enjoy it, and then they brought new snacks for Eid. Oh no, that's so tragic. Yes, Lesbian's Pain is a fantastic pun. Appreciation in the chat for your fantastic username. Okay, let's get that ice cream maker open, huh? Absolutely 10 out of 10. Yeah. I guess Game Assist was intended to be a pun name. It is a pun name, I guess. It's meant to be a pun on Aim Assist. I must say, I must give credit to the fact that I often struggle with maps and getting lost. Even though there is no like map or navigation, I feel like it's designed quite well, because I feel like I've been gradually like learning and understanding better like where everything is. Okay, hold on. I'm going to the ice cream thingy, which is here. Okay, this is the old ice cream maker, I think. So let's equip that Gvalsund KR+2 multi-tool. This is an advanced pry bar, a pry bar +2, if you will, built by Gvalsund in Vasa. The number of gadgets hidden within the frame of the yellow and grey multi-tool will stagger any technician.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-crank ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Turn the ice cream crank. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay. There must be some things I can do to increase my physical instrument level, so I'm going to do that. +1 physical instrument. Just the tank top, okay. Okay, let's quick save. And give it a go.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melted.
Physical instrument check. Crack open the lid.
Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gewaltsam multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep. A filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker.
What? No ice cream?
A scoop of ice cream would have been nice, yes.
The lieutenant agrees. Someone's stomach grumbles. The room feels very cold. Take the filament memory.
You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lucan and Kilda as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs.
Close the lid. Yeah, a little bit. Let's be nosy. Let's be nosy. That's cool. It looks cool. Yes, where's my flashlight? There we go. Also, sorry you guys, Nightbot just just posted everything in there all at once for some reason.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Remove the production schedule.
Filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Insert the offsite copy.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play again.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
I might have a password for the offsite copy.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife, death.
No, that's not it.
I don't know the password.
Received.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. The filament slides out of its glowing nest. Like a smooth draw, nothing happens.
I wanted to try printing it.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Okay, I don't know where to find the passwords for those things, but...
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some... The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pesantic.
How do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
I think I went through some of this before, so I'm just kind of skipping through it. I just wanted to check, because I don't really remember what I checked through in here, and I don't really know where to look for the password, so... Of course, the anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Whoever all of this is, there's no way.
My god. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Yeah, sorry, I think we've been through this before.
The schedule. I know Dune when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
But maybe I was here without Kim? I don't remember.
Nothing. It's just...
Hey, Kim.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Okay, maybe I was here on my own before. So, yeah, let's talk to Kim about it. This is what remains of Soona's radio game studio Fortress accident.
Yes, I got that. What I meant was, what were they trying to achieve with this damn game? What were their ambitions? Because this here looks rather advanced.
He has respect and curiosity for this failed endeavor. This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
I don't know, I'm not an artist.
Okay, well, I think...
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
So they were inventing video games, basically. How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WiiWare board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
He says, looking around the derelict room. The pipes howl and rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Okay, yeah. I'm guessing the password isn't in here then, so... Let's just leave for now. I don't know if I want to give Soona the thing yet, because I imagine that if I do, then my chance to check it out for myself is going to disappear. Also, that is an insane multi-tool. Look at the size of that. It looks like fucking Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy VII, but like from B&Q.
natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand recognizes it.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. The gun, your gun, can be an item of destruction, but also creation. The Villiers-LaSalle art project. Time to shoot some beauty through the heart of Martinaise.
What do you mean by that? Also, I didn't realize I still had the gun equipped. I just wanted my terror bag. Let's report to Lena. OMG, wait, I forgot. New Deltarune chapter dropped today. Let me download it from Steam. Nice. I haven't played any Deltarune yet. I actually was hoping maybe at some point to stream Undertale, because I've like watched a playthrough before a long time ago, but I've never actually played it myself.
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
The elderly woman smiles up at you hopefully. I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
She manages a smile for you.
Her smile is weary. Earlier, the bullions has left her.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold around there in those reeds.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
So who's going to check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
We'll take care of it.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Lena, what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
The half moons on her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. You're not telling me the whole story.
I'm not. It's not that.
She doesn't know how to end the sentence. What is it?
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream? Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it. You also told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
You seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something?
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence, that I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too.
That I am a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace.
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
Suggestion check. First, tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie.
But it has, hasn't it? A seed can only bear what's inside. The seed of love is black and oily. It has a taste you're quite familiar with.
Shit. Ugh. All I can say is lying has gotten you this far. Why stop now? Ugh, I don't want to say that.
You might be right, Detective.
She looks down at her legs.
I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I came in on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, I didn't tell him that story.
Oh, Lena, you're breaking my heart.
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking. He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time.
Lena.
What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Oh, Lena. Oh, I'm so sad.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
The thing is, you're not sure you made it up either.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
You do that. I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
You sure you don't need help getting to Gary's?
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
Yeah, but I remember you saying before that Martinez isn't very accessible, and I think you're right. It looks like it has a lot of like bumpy cobblestone streets and stuff. So even if your chair is motor powered, which I can see it is, actually I can see like the controls on it. It could still be rough. But that's okay. If you say you can do it, that's fine. Can I have your address just in case there's bad news?
Okay. It's 1113 Tabernacle Road.
Sorry.
Jamrock, but
just in case there is news.
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
It's been a pleasure, ma'am.
likewise, sweetie. Thank you for everything. Truly. Even though it turned out to be a
waste of time. A dream. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, it's snowing.
We should go too.
This game is so atmospheric. Yes, it is. How big is it in terms of playtime? Lesbian Pain says it depends on how many side quests you do and how much time you spend talking to the chat. As you guys know, I love doing tons of stuff, and I also spend time talking to chat, so I've definitely played this for like, I think maybe more than 40 hours already, but Lesbian Pain says it took them 25 hours. Lena's breaking my heart. Yeah, this is making me sad. I really wish I hadn't failed that red check. How do I wash the dirty, bloody jacket? Okay, I think for now I am going to go back to Classia and ask her some more questions. I bought it, so let's hope I have the time to play it. Yeah, it's a great game. I hope you enjoy it. It's definitely worth it. It is a bit big, and I think that, like, even though I've been really enjoying it, I often prefer to play shorter games on stream, and I also think in general I'm often like, I don't have tons of time to play like really long games, and I wish that people were making more short games. But it is an RPG, and I think that like RPGs by their nature are like a lot bigger. So she's made around 4 months of payments for this room. Okay, let's just go back up. What was your favorite part of the game to interact with or experience lesbian bread? I don't... Is that... Sorry, that question is targeted towards lesbian pain, isn't it? That took me a second. I was like, bread?
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Sorry, that was me being silly. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
Classia, what is going on with you?
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
Girl, I'm not trying to... But what is wrong with you? Like, I know I didn't know the man, but how could you care about him? He sounds awful.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Okay, yeah, all evil, terrible, awful things. Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that? Machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
Persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that.
Classia, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry, but joking about mass murder and rape is not fucking funny. It's just not acceptable. It doesn't matter.
It was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
When he said he was done, mentally. It didn't sound like a joke. Sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Yes, I'm sure he was a deeply troubled man, and somehow that doesn't justify any of this. I think you can potentially be too empathetic to someone. Or not too empathetic, but you can just be too, like, lenient. Like, just because you empathize with someone doesn't mean that you should excuse this behavior. It's crazy. But then again, the way that she was talking about rape earlier was also not. Anyway. And you spent time with this person romantically.
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Quohoy here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There was a small measure of pride in her, that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Oh. She likes a fixer-upper. You are the one who has to go to therapy, girl. He's dead, so he can't do it anymore.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
The lieutenant makes a correction in his notes.
The adversary one.
His eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be more open-minded, I'm trying to be empathetic, I'm trying not to judge. But heterosexual women truly baffle me.
Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
What did it represent? Do you know?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Orani's lit?
Don't interrupt.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?"
She points at the air with her sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star.
And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
Okay, correction to my previous statement. White heterosexual women baffle me. Because not only are you attracted to a horrible manly man who works in private security and like makes jokes about rape, but also he makes jokes about massacres in the global south countries, and he has taken part in massacres and imperialist campaigns in global south countries, and you're like, "Ooh, your battle scars from when you went to the global south and you killed brown people are so sexy." What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? It's like, I'm sorry, I actually can't. I'm actually so, like, horrified and disgusted by, like, finding that sexy and attractive. Like, I'm actually so, like, repulsed by that. Like, and it's not just the lesbianism anymore, it's also, like, oh my god. Ugh. Ugh. The thing is, like, okay, this is such a real issue, and I'll stretch in a second, Foosh, thank you for redeeming that. Because, you know what this reminds me of is, I know that this is a problem in a lot of contexts, but this reminds me about, like, again, like, Israeli society, and the way that, like, that women, like, fetishize men being in the Israeli military, and, like, people have done a lot of, like, articles and stuff about this. You can find this information really easily online, but, like, IOF soldiers will, like, make dating app profiles where they're, like, showing off that they're literally, like, using pictures showing off not only, like, them in military uniform, but them literally, like, you know, driving tanks, like, outside of people's demolished houses, like, with, like, Palestinian women's, like, stolen underwear. It's fucking disgusting. And then these white women are like, "Oh, that's so sexy, I'm so into him." Ugh! I'm sorry, you guys, you gross me the fuck out. Okay, stretch time. Ugh. Okay. I'm standing up and doing a stretch because no face cam. So I'm doing a proper stretch. Maybe spoiler, but have you talked to his buddy about him? No, I don't think so. I don't think I've met his buddy yet. I'm trying to remember if I've met someone who was friends with him, but I don't think so. Anyway, yeah. I think that white masculinity is so, like, evil, but the idea that it's, like, constructed as sexually desirable and then, like, white heterosexual women find it to be sexually desirable is, like, like, horrible and disgusting and shocking.
Oh, yeah.
You were the woman in this? Just to be clear, Classia, my estimation of you has gone down enormously. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I don't like her anymore. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo.
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Okay, whatever. She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
There was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money.
Yes, I understand that the military takes advantage of poor working class boys who have no other prospect in order to groom them into the military and to become contract killers for the government. Still, you should not be finding that sexy, and there is a limit to empathy.
He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Change of topic, perhaps?
She looks over her shoulder to the sea, then back at you, smiling faintly. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Look at Klasia. You were both from Oranje?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Clearly.
Sex, alcohol, no love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot?
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind.
Don't know if that's better or worse.
He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Moindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
I think we're finished with this line of questioning. Hand the lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
The lieutenant puts the slip back in the notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
One meme about Disco Elysium is that the moral of the story is that the Dutch are evil. The Dutch are evil. So true. I think it's a passive check when talking to Joyce that identifies another security member. I think I probably do need to talk to Joyce again about a couple of things now, actually.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42.
That's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
Miss, how old do you think I am?
Huh. How old do I think you are?
She's buying time to formulate the best answer.
I don't know. 1, 2. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. How old is a newborn cop who doesn't remember he's a cop?
How long was I in the police force? 18 years. I think I'm circa 45.
You're not.
He's squinting at you.
Sure he is. You know, age is just a number.
Yes, but for him that number is higher than 45.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
The victim's tattoos. Ask another about the tattoos' possible meaning. I need to talk to Joyce about the tattoos. But she's still keeping it a secret from me, I think. When Kim's not around to stop you, ask Classia what she heard about Sunday night. Yeah. Talk to Titus about the Dorgan and Megamix. Yeah, let's do that. But hold on. I'm gonna put a point in volition, I think. Maybe. And try this again.
Officer, it's a fine day for...
Hold on. I don't think I have anything that can boost my build volition, do I? +1 volition. Okay, I do have one thing.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Volition check, look her in the eye.
Just like the last time, don't worry. We will. You are advised. The strange moment ends.
Okay. Well, let me put my horrific necktie back on.